And Auto Experts with Barbara Balfour is back for the 2019-2020 season. It's here. And we're going to find out what to expect with the host, Barbara Balfour. Hello.
Hi, Dylan.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. You're back into another season.
The fourth one.
It's already began.
Yeah,
Okay.
we started last week.
That's cool.
And our first show of the season was on how to navigate a healthy mother-daughter relationship.
Okay. Not always easy.
No, it is the most important relationship a woman will have in her lifetime.
Mm-hmm. You take on some pretty serious topics during your show. Now, it's Wednesday nights.
It is Wednesday night from 8 till 9 p.m. We're live on Rogers TV as well as on Facebook Live.
Okay. Why do you love being part of the journalism world so much, doing shows like this, helping out people?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked as a journalist for almost 20 years. It's difficult to imagine it's been that long, and so I've seen the industry evolve and fluctuate and change quite a bit over the last couple of decades. But one thing hasn't changed, and that's people's appetite for stories that matter, and also their appetite for local news. And what I love about Ottawa Experts is it gives people who live in the Ottawa area to have conversations on topics that matter. And this is so important for a number of reasons. So our topics, as you mentioned, they can be quite serious, they can be a little bit more on the fluffy side, but they tend to be topics that everyone can relate to and everyone could use some advice on. So everything from, as I mentioned, how to navigate a mother-daughter relationship to how to build a personal brand, how to master the art of public speaking, how to have better digestion. And what I like to leave our viewers with are some tangible tips and tools and resources that they can walk away from so they can really address the pain points in their life, as opposed to just fluff. Like a lot of motivational speakers might say things like, well, if you have a dream, you should just do it. You should just go for it, while ignoring the systemic realities that make it impossible for a lot of people to just do it. So I like to leave our viewers with some idea of maybe a baby step that they can take, because success looks different for different people.
Tips on how to do it.
Yes, exactly.
So you're always looking for charismatic guests?
I am. I'm looking for people who are not just experts in their field, but also have an interesting or compelling life story. So for example, one of our guests last week she's from Ottawa, and she was in the pages of People magazine for her interesting story of deciding to adopt a young baby from up north, an Inuit child, and she decided to go it alone. She's a single mom, and so she had a really interesting take on motherhood as an adoptive mother of a child that doesn't look like her, on top of her expertise as a social worker. Last season we had Frank O'Day on the show. He's an amazing guy. He's a local businessman in Ottawa, the co-founder of Second Cup, actually. And unfortunately, he was sexually abused as a young child, and so as a coping mechanism, he turned to alcohol, and he was homeless for a while. And so it wasn't until his 30s that he kind of got back on his feet and had a series of fortuitous encounters that led him to be the businessman that he is today. And he was talking about public speaking and having turned his story into a talk that he delivers to audiences around the city and really around the world. What was interesting was that for the first time on my show, he met a coach, Terry Lepovsky, who's on the TEDx Ottawa scene. And so this beautiful synergy was created, and so Frank was then invited to be one of the opening speakers for TEDx this year. And so that's what I love about Ottawa Experts. It's kind of a super connector, on top of giving people a platform and a hub and place for them to express their ideas and their wisdom and their life stories. It's also a chance for people to feel like they're part of something, like they're part of the community, and they also have a place at the table.
So just over a minute left here, and I know that you have other things going on. And speaking of TEDx, I mean, you were over, was it Denmark?
It was Denmark, yeah. I hosted TEDx Ottawa, TEDx in Denmark, TEDx Aarhus. So Aarhus is the second largest city in Denmark after Copenhagen. So I hosted TEDx a few weeks ago, actually, and that was an amazing experience.
You're also working on a documentary about Georgia?
Yes, the country of Georgia, not the state.
Yeah.
They have an amazing food and wine culture and incredible history, so that's one of my passion projects on the side.
All right. So what's happening at this week's episode?
Oh, very exciting. Tomorrow we have Amy Fish in. She was the ombudsman of Concordia University, so she's an expert on handling people's complaints. She's written a book just out now on how to complain and get what you want, and she's going to be on the show with Eli Labaki, who's a human rights lawyer, and together they're going to teach our viewers how to basically face any situation head on so they can get what they want, whether it's green lettuce on your Subway sandwich at Subway, or being able to return something and get your money back.
That is super cool. BarbaraBalfour.com for more details, and Auto Experts Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time. Good luck this season. Thank you for being here.